Today I'd like to share a few reflections on traveling. For me, traveling has been the most beautiful thing that has happened in my life. I want to share some reflections and thoughts that encapsulate my perspective on this experience. Perhaps it will address some of your concerns, or maybe you're encountering similar difficulties to those I have faced. I hope you find it enjoyable.
Remember what Bilbo used to say? It's a dangerous business,
Frodo, going out your door, you step onto the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off to.
I too felt the fear. At 19, lacking experience, almost no money, no safety net of a credit card, and the added vulnerability of no travel insurance. I understand that unexpected things can happen. I've been through it. A fellow traveler once wisely said, "It's easy to travel with your pointing finger all over the map." He was spot on. We are courageous in our thoughts and dreams, yet reality often makes us hesitate. Why is that? There are countless reasons, and none at all. If this seems like philosophical musings, let me simplify. You have to take that first step, even if it's just a trip to the nearest town or village. My initial solo journey was only 300 kilometers away, and yes, it scared me. Gradually, I ventured to farther destinations by boat, train, car, and even though I still hate flying, I took planes too. Yet every time I embark on a new adventure, there is a trace of anxiety within me. The fear of the unknown, the fear of potential loss, the fear of missing out on something. But with each step, I get closer to discovering the truth about myself, and that, without a doubt, makes it all worthwhile. You don't have to travel far. Do your research on the safety of each place if it eases your mind. Travel is dangerous because it can change your life forever. Don't be afraid to explore and listen to your inner self. Be yourself. I'm not saying you have to pick a super remote place. Paradoxically, that's what many people do. People desire to be perceived as unique due to an intrinsic need for self-differentiation, affirmation of individual identity, and the fulfillment of social and psychological needs. But traveling to unique places has become the new black. Instead, choose somewhere that feels right to you, even if it means going to a place crowded with tourists. Don't simply follow the crowd. Instead, pursue your own path, whatever that may be. Let me provide you with an example. While many of my friends enjoy traveling in groups or with their partners, I've encountered numerous solo travelers who embark on their journeys for various reasons. Personally, I see travel as a means of growth and reflection, a form of meditation that I often prefer to experience alone. But hey, if you enjoy company, go for it. Do your own thing. Trust your gut, listen to yourself, and you'll always learn something new. Learning about yourself is something many people avoid, so don't wait for them. Ignore unnecessary criticism, unless it's constructive, and haters. You matter. Listen to your inner self. Money. That's a common topic. Budget travel was my reality in my early 20s, and it taught me a ton. Hitchhiking, for instance, taught me humility as I sometimes waited for hours for a ride, spending nights in train stations, basic hostels, forests, and relying on quirky couchsurfers. Did I enjoy it? Let's be honest, not really. It could be cold, rainy, even dangerous. If I had had the money, I probably wouldn't have chosen this path. Looking back though, it helped me embrace the unknown and toughened me up. As for food, I skipped even cheap eateries and opted for supermarkets. I mostly visited free attractions, carefully choosing those that required money. I picked more affordable countries in Asia and Eastern Europe. But hey, if you have the money, go for it. The truth is, many won't do much even if they have the means to travel the world. Travel is the most precious thing you can buy with money, and it doesn't have to cost much. Spend it on the travel that feels right and always listen to your inner self. Travel broadens the mind. Traveling can be a rich learning experience, but it often hinges on having the right mindset. I used to plan my itineraries but kept them flexible. Take it easy, but be prepared. Carrying a good guidebook, I make an effort to learn about each place I visit. I immerse myself in the surroundings, noting the differences from home. Understanding history and engaging conversations are crucial. That is why I love visiting museums. I'd rather invest in them than in expensive restaurants. In my experience, lavish dining just for the sake of sharing it on socials has derailed more trips than bad weather. However, it ultimately depends on what you enjoy. If culinary delights are your passion, go for it. If historical monuments fascinate you, allocate your funds accordingly. I'd even go as far as saying that, for me, traveling taught me more about various aspects of life than many of the university courses I've attended. Travel can be a rich learning experience, but only if you're ready to learn and you know how. Listen to your inner self. Consider your priorities carefully. If travel is a true passion, allocate both funds and time to make it happen. It's a common refrain to hear, "I don't have enough money," from individuals sporting the latest iPhones, fancy clothes, and a Starbucks cup. Similarly, the excuse of not having enough time often comes from those with ample paid annual leave, a luxury I, as an entrepreneur, did not enjoy. I've witnessed students facing financial constraints navigating challenging circumstances to visit the same destinations as more affluent individuals. While their perspectives may differ, the experience of marveling at the Colosseum in Rome is remarkably similar for everyone. The divergence lies in what one does before and after the visit, whether affording a luxurious restaurant in central Rome and boutique accommodation Trastevere, or opting for most economical bed near Termini with meals from Connaught City, cheap Italian supermarket. A few years ago, I encountered someone endlessly discussing a Euro trip, possessing both the means and time, yet they never traveled anywhere. Why? There was always an excuse: bad weather, not the right moment, lack of company, etc. Nearly 12 years later, our paths crossed again, and he remained unchanged, having never embarked on any travel adventures. It was his beast in the jungle. It all boils down to setting your priorities right. Therefore, listen to your inner self. I trust that this straightforward discussion has offered you a fresh perspective on life. Perhaps you resonate with my experiences, or maybe you hold a different viewpoint. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. These insights stem from my personal journey and the lessons I've gathered over the past 15 years, and my intention is to share them with the world. I hope you find it enjoyable. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep exploring, and keep living your best life.